Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And again, I am at the Rhum J.M distillery in the very, very north of Martinique, the French island in the West Antilles. And today I promised you to have the Fumee Volcanique from Rhum J.M. And it's very different to the Rhum J.M VSOP. It's kind of a different series as well. It has a bottle shape. There are more with, I think, tropical fruits, and the other, I don't know. And the other was their like core range with their 8 statement VSOP, XO, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a different range. This is more about flavor. The other was more about taste. And this is about flavor. The other was more about age. That's the one. And this time, it's a no age statement. And they say they get this fumée, this smoke, into the rum with the cask. I can explain that. Smoke is partially burned organic substance. So the smoke that rises, you can burn smoke. And so it has been heated, it has evaporated, and it has been partially burned, but it didn't have enough oxygen, so it still is in a semi-burned state, and that forms chemically then phenols, and these phenols is what we experience as smoky. And you have the wood on the outside of a cask, and you have the burnt charcoal on the inside of the cask, and somewhere in between there is the transfer between burnt and unburnt, and in that layer you have partially burned organic substance, which then forms phenols. And however they maximize this, they try to maximize it with that they have an unburned part in there. Probably with lower temperatures, longer times, or something like that, they get more phenol substances within the cask. And that's how they actually do the smokiness inside that bottle. Yeah. And then I had a look at it. It was a bit strange. And I found out that they actually, in the internet, it says that. It doesn't say anything on the bottle, except maybe it says it does because I can't read French. And yeah, it says Rhum J.M. And it should be made of sugarcane, rhum agricole, and also molasses rum, the traditionnel in French. But that means it's not an AOC rum. It doesn't say AOC anywhere on the bottle, but it says rhum agricole. So that would actually mean there is no molasses in there. So I'm really taking take it with a grain of salt if there's molasses rum in there as well. I don't know. So the bottle would say no, the internet did say yes. So maybe the internet was wrong. Maybe I need to get away. The internet. Someone is wrong on the internet. Yeah. So, 49% ABV. ABV, alcohol by volume. No. And yeah, what is really nice about the distillery of JM is that they have very nice water. They have, let me tell that story. They have the volcano, and volcanoes tend to have really good water. And why is that? I had a very, very good explanation with Mount Fuji when I was in Japan. You have a volcanic eruption, just flat earth volcanic eruption, and then there's a cone there, the volcano. And over the years, it just becomes denser. Then there's another volcanic eruption, and you have less dense material. And that presses the dense material even further to dense material. So the dense material, you can't really have the water go through the dense material. It goes very, 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 very slowly through the dense material. But the newer layer is more porous and lets the water through more easily. And by easily, I mean it takes 50 years to go through that material, or 100 years with the Mount Fuji, I think. 50 or 100 years, I don't know, somewhere around there. And so actually when there's rain on the volcano, it comes down, goes through that porous material, goes to the dense material, can't go through that, and flows down on the side of the hill very, very slowly through the dense material. And while doing that, it actually gets filtered quite a lot, takes out a lot of minerals. That's why volcanoes are very mineral rich. And yeah, the material, the water is very pure, and that's what you want to have for the distillation. You want to have the minerals in the earth, so your sugarcane grows very nicely, and then you don't want to have mineral low water in the distillation, so you don't have any bitterness in there. So yeah, that was it. Very nice water with the Rhum J.M. And let's have a look how they got this smokiness from these casks in there. Oh, it does have a smokiness. You realize it's a young, slightly fruity rum, but you do have a note of smoke in there. It's not just a little bit of a side note. It's definitely a note in there. It's far away from anything we know on Islay. I would say in terms of strength, ppm, it would be, I don't know, 5, 3, somewhere around there. And it's a lot drier. It feels, it smells really more like dried smoke, ash. Yeah, like a volcanic ash cloud minus the sulfur. No sulfurness in there. Yeah, and a bit of that fruitiness. It works quite well, like in a good wine where you have a fruitiness and it's very dry. Taste a lot more fruitiness, sweetness. So you realize, yeah, it's a rum, and still you do have a good amount of smokiness. Also very dry smokiness, ash smokiness. So it really feels like a burnt out bonfire. Yeah, and it's very young. The other one was 4 years, had a lot of additive maturation. This one here is a lot less. Says no age statement, so I would say 1 year, maybe 1.5, but for maybe even less. It's tropical maturation. There is a lot happening when you have 30 degrees outside. There's a lot happening in these casks when there's 30 degrees outside. I guess this is a less than 1 year, maybe 1 year old rum. But still very nice in terms of smokiness. Didn't get any clouds of smoke into the malt or sugarcane. I would have loved to feel that when you have sugarcane and you smoke it and then you make your rum out of it. That would be really interesting, but probably nobody wants to do that because of the cleaning. They probably do know that it's a lot of work from Scotland. And yeah, so really nice what you can do with the cask. So if you have like a rum whiskey club, I would suggest for you to get one of these bottles just to see how it is to have something matured in a cask that is made for making it smoky. Because a lot of time we said smoky whiskey is not from the cask, it's from the grain or from the malt, from the smoke inside the malt. Now that is still true, but you could actually get some smoke into a whiskey without having smoky malt. Yeah, so that is the proof for that. Yeah, and if you come from Netherlands or Belgium, you can actually get that on Whisky.com. Have a look, and yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.